REESIE Boy, back to table talk. Okay guys, so we have a topic to talk about today, guys. Okay, so I didn't want to talk about this, guys. I really did not want to talk about this, but I wanted to share, like, I wanted to be completely honest with you guys. And so there's some things that, like, I haven't talked about in my past that I just want to put out there just in case, like, they creep up later, stuff like that. I had a temper before. I didn't have like it wasn't like I was a violent person or something like that, but it was more like just, there are a lot of people that I guess I've like, just, I didn't know how to be a true friend before. Like, I just didn't know the meaningship of friendship before. But it's really cool that now in my 30s, I can look back and be like, wow, you were not the best that you could have been. You were not the best friend. You were not the best brother or son or boyfriend or whatever. In a lot of my relationships that I was in. And I hate that. I hate that. I feel like, where was the Matt that is now? Why wasn't he back then? Like, I was such an insecure, weak boy, basically, when I was in high school, because I didn't know who I was. I didn't know my own identity. I didn't know anything about myself. Like, I literally just did day by day and I didn't even care. I'm sorry for this, like, it almost looks like a halo is over me. So maybe that's God. It is God, but I didn't even know my own identity. I didn't even know who I was. Like, I literally was dealing from what I said, from dealing with the being taken advantage of, dealing with that all through high school, and having it still happen to me when I was in high school was kind of like my coping method of just eating. But I was still doing sports. I was still doing activities after school. I was still involved in my youth group. I was still trying to be normal, even though I was not in a normal situation. And I was still being harassed and physically abused mentally sometimes and physically sometimes in some of my relationships. I will share something with you guys that I really didn't want to talk about, but I feel like I'm an honest book and I'm an open book, and I feel like I want to share this because maybe this will help the next person or help someone who's in that situation right now. I was in a friendship with someone for the time that I moved to Florida to the time that I graduated high school. I think it was actually, yeah, it was like right when I turned 18. And this person was mentally and physically abusive towards me because this person needed some type of outlet. So I understood what this person was doing. Okay. So I understood what this person was doing, but at the same time, I was allowing this person to put their hands on me and berate me and treat me like I was trash for so many years, because I felt like I was trash and I didn't respect myself because I had something else happening to me at the same time. So when you have two dramatic situations happening to you at the same time and they cross paths with each other, you feel like you're worth nothing. So you allow someone to treat you like nothing, and you attract negative people into your life and bad people. And this person, and I will not use their name because I'm just not going to do that. This person would drag me down the stairs. This person would punch me in my face. This person would just do so much stuff that was so just like, was abusive. Like, this person would slap me across the face. This person would punch me in the arm just for a game. And if I was white, no, not being racist, but if I was white, I would have had like a big black and blue mark on my arm. And I'm actually a lot lighter than I am now when I was in high school, because you would have seen, and I actually did have bruises, and I actually would wear long sleeve shirts, and I would wear over shirts and everything like this because I didn't want people to see the bruises that I had. I remember one day going to school with a black eye and people being like, what happened? And I was just like, oh, I hit my face. I ran into the door, or, oh, so then they thought like stuff was happening at home. And I was like, no, it's not at home. You know, I just told my guidance counselor, like, I got this, this is under control. But what you need to do is stop justifying when someone is putting their hands on you. Don't ever let someone put their hands on you. It doesn't matter what the situation is, and it doesn't matter who it is. This was my best friend putting his hands on me. This was not my mother, my brother, my sister, or my girlfriend, or, you know, someone like that. This was my best friend. This was someone who knew all my secrets and I knew all their secrets. So anyways, getting back to the story, guys. This person was mentally and physically abusive. This person would not let me have any other friends. This person would not let me, like, my family would do Friday night movie night, right? So we would go to the movies, we'd go out to eat, and we would come home and we would just chill, right? This person needed to know where I was at all times. Thank God I didn't know how to read that good, because I couldn't text them 24/7 like they wanted. This person needed me at all their football games. This person needed me to spend the night every weekend with them. If I couldn't, then there would be a issue when I would see them, you know, at school. This person literally acted like we were dating, but we were not dating, because it made, like, no. But this person acted like, it felt like that. It felt like this was like your abusive, you know, person. And it was like an abusive father almost. Like, this person was so derailing, like, you'll never be anything, no one will ever want you, you're ugly, you're fat, and, you know, whatever, you know, they try to mess with your head, whatever the word is. They try to derail you and make you low to a point where you believe it. You start to believe it. So I was fighting with my family. I was fighting with my other friends that were actually good friends. My weight was going up and down, up and down. I was losing hair. Like, there was a lot of stuff happening to me because I was going through emotional breakdown. I ended up in the hospital so many times with ulcers, a broken rib, a broken wrist. I fractured something else. Like, there was so much stuff that happened, but I always had an excuse. And the part that's so sad is that I dealt with abuse my whole life. So it was like the cycle just kept repeating itself, repeating itself, repeating itself. And this person, I remember one time this person did whatever they did to me really, really, really bad. And I remember I hid it from my family and from everybody. Well, now, I mean, now they know if they're watching this. And I remember I literally stayed at another friend's house for like a week or something just to let the bruises heal and everything. And I remember my other friend's mother, who was a nurse, she took me to the hospital and, you know, didn't say nothing, didn't judge me, nothing, just was like, sweetie, come on, let me take you to the hospital because this is not right. And I remember the doctor was like, you know, do you want to press charges? Da, 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 da. You know, you're a minor, this person's a minor, you know, we could get the law involved, you know, they would be, you know, sent to juvie, blah, 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 blah. I was like, no, 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 because this person had such a control over me, again, that I was scared to do anything. And me, of all people, I know I seem like big and bad, blah, 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 blah. But back then, guys, I was weak. I was the weakest person. And I don't even want to get emotional how weak I was. And I wanted to rebel so bad, too, against my parents. Like, I wanted to do my own thing because I was so controlled as a child and I was so sheltered as a child that I felt like, yeah, this person was abusive and yeah, this person was a bad person, but this person still had good qualities about themselves. They would pick me up, I would hang out at their house, they would shower me with different stuff. But it was like, it was always an apology. It was like, I'll never do it again. I'll never, like, I remember one time, I'm sorry guys, I'm over the place, but I should have talked about this before. I don't know why I didn't. I remember one time we were at the person's football game and they lost, the team lost. And I remember I was standing outside of the lockers because that's where the person always wanted me. And I remember he just like came up and slapped me across the face and was like, don't ever smile or something like that. Or I don't remember what it was, exactly what it was. But I remember just feeling so like belittled and like treated like a child. Like you were scolding me or disciplining me for being like bad. And I'm just like, wait, all I did was just like smile because I was happy that, you know, you finished through the game, you know, because usually he was like a poor sport about it. And like no one heard it. I thought people heard it, but no one heard it because I was like, oh, I don't want this out, blah, 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 da, 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 da. And then I remember we get in the car and the person just keeps screaming at me and screaming at me. And he's like, that's it. I've had enough. Da, 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 da. I'm going to quit football. I don't care. And then they want to pull that string like I'm done with my life, blah, 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 da, 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 da. And then they want to mess with your head that you fall back into that cycle of feeling sorry for them. And you fall. You literally fall. Like, I mean, you literally just fall like into this whole cycle of repeating itself. And then, I remember one time I was talking to one of my other best friends, Zule, and she was like, listen, she's like, Matt, I love you to death. You're the sweetest person. Why do you let him keep putting his hands on you? Like, it doesn't even matter. Like, why are you letting him put his hands on you? She's like, that doesn't make any sense. And I was like, I feel so uncomfortable talking about this with you guys. I feel vulnerable, but we're all family here, so I want to share it with you guys. And don't judge me for this, guys. I have come a long way. And this is the first time I really shared this. I haven't really told anyone about this. I just remember being the worst it ever got was this one time where he was drinking something. I don't remember. He might have been drinking a wine cooler, or he was drinking something. We were at some house party, whatever. We were all chilling. It was like after the football game, and they actually won this game. And I remember I was talking to, like, you know, some of my other friends or whatever, and he was trying to get my attention or something like that. And I remember he threw the wine bottle across the room, and it literally shattered on the wall behind me. And I was like I got so mad. Like, I got up and I was like, bleep, bleep, bleep. You could have cut me. You could have, like, you know, cut my eye out. And then I was like, wait, where did this person come from? Like, I was angry. Like, I think that was like my breaking point. And I remember I left the house, and he was like, I'm your ride. Where do you think you're going? You're coming to my house tonight. I'm like, nah, I ain't going nowhere with you. I'm done. I'm done picking up after you. I'm done dealing with this. I'm done with you. And then he like tried to slap me. I'm like, go ahead, slap me and watch me call 911. Go right ahead. I'm done defending you. I'm like, I'm done. And then I remember my friend, she took me home, and I just cried. I just cried. Because at the end of the day, I still loved him, like, as a friend and everything. And like, I knew his situation at home, and I knew what was happening. And I knew why he was being, you know, because he was being abused at home too. His father was putting his hands on him. Same cycle just repeats itself. Like, it didn't stop. And so I knew where it was coming from. And it broke me because I felt like I was leaving him in a bad situation. And here I go again, thinking about someone else's feelings but myself. And then cut to 5 years later, after I was finally done, I go and meet this girl that does the same thing again to me, but not really so much physically, more mentally. And I stay in that relationship for 7 years. So it's like, I have a cycle of allowing people to, and I live in the cycle every day. I deal with abuse every day, and mentally, not physically, but mentally. There was physically as a child, but mentally I deal with abuse every day. And I have a tendency to stay in a relationship like that or be friends with people like that because I didn't feel like I respected myself. But now that it's the new Matthew and it's 2020, and even starting last year, I'm not going to let people do that to me anymore. My next relationship, if I see any red flags of cheating, lying, or being abusive, even with your words, I'm not even going to do that. I'm not going to allow myself to fall for you. Like, I'm not going to do that. I refuse to do that because I will never put myself in that situation again. Being scared, like, to this day, I still don't like loud voices. To this day, I don't like when people raise their hands. I still flinch with certain situations. I still don't like people creeping up on me. Like, there's so many triggers that I still have from that abuse that I dealt with for so many years. And there's so many things that, like, I have different triggers from different situations. And honestly, what I can say is I'm a broken soul, but I'm slowly healing, slowly. So yeah, I might post some things that are like really happy and fun and whatever, but I want to be more like realistic with you guys. Like, my life is not always happy. My life is not always peachy clean. My life is not always perfect. Like, it comes off to be on camera, or it comes off to be on social media. Like, I'm not always happy. I'm not always like joyful. And the thing that I think is really sad is, like, the influencers that I look up to, they hide that. Like, they don't want to share that. And I hate that because I feel like you need to share that. You need to say, I'm not okay today. I'm going to post. Or I'm not okay because I got in a fight with someone that I cared about. Like, don't hide it, because it's like the people who look to you to make their life better because they're in a crappy situation. They don't want to see that you're always happy. Hey, I'm happy. No, show you're vulnerable. Show that you're scared. Show that you've had stuff happen in your life. Talk. Like, just get in front of a camera and talk. If you don't want to upload it, if it takes you 500 times to upload it, then that's fine. But be real, because at the end of the day, you don't know who you're helping. You don't know what your story is like who your story can help. Like, you don't know what scared person is out there that's like, oh my God, I need someone just to help me leave the situation. Like, again, if you're in a domestic violence situation, or you're in a relationship, or you're in a home where someone's putting their hands on you, or they're lying to you, or they're mentally abusive to you, or physically abusive to you, all you have to do, I know I make it sound so easy, and in a lot of people's situations, it's not so easy. Mine wasn't that easy. But there are hotlines, there are people here for you, I'm here for you, Jama's there for you, there are so many people that are there for you, that all you have to do is just ask for help. People will help you. There are hotlines, there are homes, there are places, you know, there are so many people that are trying to, because so much cases have happened and so many things have happened where people have not paid attention to the situation and had to deal with the aftermath of, why did you not pay attention, to the family coming after them and trying to sue them, because it was like, why didn't you listen to when my child was crying for help, you know? I remember when I cried for help when I was in that situation, and I was Baker acted because the doctor felt like I was a harm to myself without even listening to me. Like, that turned me off to counselors right there, because she didn't even listen to me. All she had to do was listen to me for like only 45 minutes. Most counseling sessions are 45 minutes. All she had to do was listen to me. And I will never forget, her name was, I forget what her name was, something. And Kate, I don't know what her last name was. But she didn't even listen to me for 45 minutes just to hear what I was saying. She was so scared that I was going to do something that night that she's like, you're Baker acted, you go into the hospital. If you don't go, then the police will take you. Like, that's what she was like. And I was just like, so like hurt, because it's like, all I wanted to do was just, I did the right steps. I went to my teacher, I pulled my teacher aside. I said, hey, miss, because down here you call your teachers miss. So I said, hey, miss, I don't feel safe, blah, 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 blah. So she's like, okay, sweetie, I'm going to take you to the guidance counselor. So we walked all the way, because we were way in the back of the school. We walked all the way up to the guidance counselor. She's talking to me, little conversations and stuff. And she's like, is it something at home? You know, da, da, da. You know, I'm here for you. You're the sweetest kid in my class. You're always so obedient. You listen, da, da, da. And I was like, no, you know, just being careful, because I don't want to put her in a bad situation too. And then we get to the guidance counselor. The guidance counselor is like, oh my God, we need to call your mom. We need to call your mom. So then she calls my mom. Then my mom is all in the defense because she had to leave work. And then she's like, you're just acting out. You just want help. And I'm just like, wow, okay. So if my child came to me and told me that they're super, super depressed, I would never tell my child that they're acting out. Like, I would never do that. Like, that right there hurt me. And then I had my Jamaican grandma there who was freaking out because she was like, oh my God, you're gonna put my da-da-da-da. It just was the worst situation for me. And then I stayed overnight in the hospital the next day. And then this nurse, she was really, really pretty. She sat with me the whole night because they keep you on watch, because you're basically put on a hold. I can't say the word, but they basically put you on a watch. 50-50 hold, I think it's called. I don't know. But a lot of celebrities go on it, but they watch you for 24 hours. So she sat there with me. We played cards. We watched a movie. She brought me drinks. She brought me food, like soda, whatever. And then the next morning, the doctor came. He saw me. He's like, oh, you're just a young, I think I was 16-year-old kid who just has a lot on his plate because he just moved here. He's sad. He's depressed, whatever. But I'm going to send you home. And if you still feel the same way, then you need to go see a psychologist, you know, whatever. But then after I did that, that school made me go see someone once a week. A guidance counselor for once a week. I had to see this doctor. Oh my God, it was so annoying. But she was sweet too. I liked her. But the moral of the story, guys, is, okay, if you're in a situation, there is help for you. I know you might feel like there's not, and I know how you feel. I know you feel dirty, you feel sick, you feel there's a knot in your stomach, you shake, you trim, you're scared. Anytime the person that is hurting you yells or screams or whatever, you cringe, sometimes you might cry, sometimes you just feel like you're, I don't know, there's just so many different ways you feel. Like me, to this day, if someone yells, I don't like it. I don't like people yelling at me. I've never have and I never will. Like, I just don't like it. Especially if they're like taller than me and stronger than me. I don't like that. Like, I don't like that at all. Don't yell at me. That's one thing I don't like, guys. But anyways, but I mean like in a mean way. I don't mean like, hey, like I don't mean like that. But I mean like in a mean way, like they're trying to get their opinion across. Like, Like, Jama has never yelled at me. I've never yelled at Jama. We've never fought to the point, like, where it was mean or anything. We've had little arguments and stuff, or that's just the way we talk. Like, she'll go loud, I'll go loud. That's our friendship. But it's like, I don't know. Like, I wish Jama was there all this time. Like, I wish Jama, like, was in my life from the whole beginning, because my life would have been so different. Like, she would have made me have that backbone. She would have made me have that, like, mentality that I can make it and I'm okay and it's all right, you know. But I've had to learn on my own. I have strong sisters. And really, the part that's really sad is that I should talk to men about this, but the men in my life, they don't want to talk about it. The people, like the men, like I'm talking about men, except my brother-in-law, the men, and I guess my uncle would talk to me about it. They don't want to talk about it. They want to act like a woman, and a woman wants to talk about it. Like, that's what I think is so funny, because it's like with my sisters, I talk to them about anything. With my brothers, please, there ain't nothing there. Except my brother-in-law. I'm super close with my brother-in-law. I talk to him about anything. But with my other brothers, please, we don't even talk about it. They don't even talk to me. So, I don't know. So that's why some people are like, oh, well, why does he come off like this? Guys, I was raised by my sisters. So yes, I have a feminine side. There's nothing wrong with that. A true man has a feminine side. A true man knows how to be a good boyfriend, hold the purse, tell them if they look good, tell them if they don't look good, help them if they're, you know, whatever issues they're dealing with. That's a true man. Not someone that's always like, you know, like whatever. I can't be like that. I can't be fake. I have to be who I am. And if you guys love me for that, that's awesome. If you guys don't, you don't have to stay on this ride if you don't want to. Do what you want to do. It's up to you. But, and then, you know, almost to end this story, guys, the person that was doing all that abuse to me, you know, okay, so that stopped in 2009. So from 2009 all the way until last year, 19, we didn't talk at all. We didn't even see each other. We haven't talked. We still live in Orlando, Florida. It's a big place. Orlando is big. But you know, that person reached out to me from watching one of my YouTube videos last year and wanted to apologize for everything. But I didn't put it out there at all. Like, it wasn't even on my social media or anything. But just to see, like, I don't know if it was to see, like, how miserable I was because of how big I was and how overweight I was. The person wanted to reach out to me, and I was so scared to even, like, meet with this person because I'm like, I haven't seen you in so many years. Like, why do you want to meet? Like, you know, whatever. But you know, I went all the way and met the person at a Starbucks. We sat outside for like 5 hours and talked. And the person apologized. The person apologized. Now, do I believe the apology? I don't know. That's hard because the person's a parent now. The person's married now. And the person has 4 kids. But it's nothing like the way that they were with me. But the person got away from their abuser and from being abused by their parent. And now that person is living life and works for Apple and is doing awesome. And, you know, I was like, I'm proud of you. Like, that's so cool. You were a tech person anyway, so I knew you were going to do something like that. And the part that broke me, and I don't want to get emotional all this time, is the person apologized. The person, see, if one of your abusers can recognize that they made a mistake and they can apologize, that's major. Because a lot of abusers can never apologize. They always want to blame you for why they put their hands on you. But for him to apologize and say, I'm sorry for what I did to you. I was the worst person in the world. You don't ever have to forgive me. It's fine. But I'm in a different place. I was like, wow. The person found God. The person had cancer, got better. The person lost their mother, their father. You know, the person lost their first baby in a miscarriage. Like, it was just like so much different stuff. And now to be like 4 kids, be married and everything, and have a good job and a good career, and just has always had what they did to me on their heart and want just to ask for forgiveness. I thought that was like amazing, because I was like, I didn't ask God for that. I didn't pray for that. That person was out of my life when I left. But to have that happen, like, was like, wow. Like, it was like mind blowing. It was just like, wow. Let me know below, guys, if you guys want me to do more stories like this, because I have a lot more. This is not just one incident in my life. There's a lot of incidents in my life. So I actually have a lot more of what I've dealt with and where I am today and how proud I am of where I am today. But comment below what you guys want to see me do next, and comment below if you're a strong person and you were able to walk away from an abusive situation. Comment below, like, let me know. And I should be live tomorrow, guys, so we can even talk. I mean, we can talk one-on-one. We don't have to put it out there. Like, if you don't want it out there, you can comment. You can message me privately if you want to. If you don't want it out there, on REESIE and Jama on Instagram, or on on REESIE and Jama on Instagram. But I think no, those aren't private. But I just wanted to be real with you guys, because that is something that I struggle with. I still struggle with domestic violence, and I still struggle with PTSD and anxiety and depression and all of that stuff on top, and a food disorder. So it's like, if I can do it, and my highest weight was 619, you can sure as heck do it too, because a lot of the people who have reached out to me were not even that. I mean, they were big, but they weren't as big as I was. So to this day, I still have not met anyone who was my size. Not yet. Nope. I meet people who were like 400, 500, 300, like 200, like no one my size yet. I would love to talk to someone like that. And that's why I want to do a show with TLC, because I feel like I could help so many people with my story and touch so many more lives and change so many people's situation. I did cry a little bit. And just, I don't know, like, the sky is the limit. Like, there's so much more stuff. But again, if you're in an abusive situation and stuff is happening to you, there is a 1-800 number that you could probably Google or find. I don't know it by heart, but there is a 1-800 number, and there is one for depression and all that other stuff too, guys. So please, definitely check that out, guys. Make sure to like and subscribe, turn on the notification bell. See you guys tomorrow with another video, and stay blessed, stay safe, and thank you for listening, and thank you for coming back to REESIE Boys Table Talk. Peace, guys.